great party, isn't it?
Hello, welcome back to the Blood
Blood Bros.
Bros. We are back on our Wes Craven review series, and this movie is the one you've probably been waiting for us to talk about the most.
This is the movie.
Nightmare. Yeah, A Nightmare on Elm Street. The first.
A classic.
Yeah. The one before the franchise immediately went downhill.
Oh, well, I heard like 3 was fun and
2 was okay.
5 or I heard 2 was kind of and then like
queer.
Yeah, I heard a lot of that.
Yeah, the gayest horror movie ever made, but that's not this movie. That's the sequel.
It's interesting, you know.
The third one was great, from what
Yeah.
I've heard.
I heard it's fun. Yeah.
4 was okay. 5 was a dumpster fire.
And then
Freddy's
6
Dead was
is
a dumpster.
Wait, 6 is which one's New Nightmare?
Freddy's Dead. 6 is Freddy's Dead. 7 is New Nightmare.
Wow, it's 7 movies. That's a lot. I mean, how many does Friday the 13th have?
12.
12. Dang, these franchises. I think Halloween only has
Halloween
6.
has 13.
For real? I thought it
Yeah.
only had 6. Wow. How do you make 12 movies out of Halloween?
Simple. You reboot it again and again, the timelines.
It's so weird though, because it's just such a simple movie. Like, that's part of the charm of that movie. It's so simple and straightforward.
But then money. Also, back to the movie.
Yeah, we kind of got carried away there.
We need to fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way, Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven's, what is the phrase?
Magnum opus.
Yeah, magnum opus. Craven's magnum opus.
Definitely.
A Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's just get into the...
So, Aiden, what did you think?
No, quick preview into the movie.
Alright, yeah, synopsis.
This was a script Wes was trying to sell for a very long time, like I think since like the 70s. But no one would accept the idea because they thought it was, well, stupid.
Well, they're dumb because it's a good premise.
Yeah, but they couldn't see like the audience like fully believing in what was happening, like a guy killing people in their sleep. That was just too up there for them.
So instead, they made him make Swamp Thing.
Oh no, that was a deliberate choice. Either way, back to the...
Oh, he chose to... What did he not want to make?
Huh?
What did he not want to make? Like...
He didn't want to make his first 3 films.
Alright,
those were favors.
He didn't want to make, Hills Have Eyes?
No.
Oh, wow.
It was like a favor for a friend.
What's his third one again?
I don't actually know. I don't know.
Was it Deadly Blessing?
Yeah.
A lot of Deadly Blessing in this movie.
Or, well, yeah.
Yeah,
but let's move on to the positives. Let's start with the premise. The premise, I don't think I need to explain it to you guys. You know what it is.
Yeah,
it's a Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's iconic.
Yeah, you know what it is.
It's a great, like, it's just a great premise. It's very, like, interesting, and it's really well paced. Right, you know, yeah, we're in the positive. It's really well paced. It goes by really fast. It's a short movie, and
it's an hour and 40. It's an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, and it
30,
flies by.
31 or 35.
And just the structure and the plot, just iconic. That's part of the reasons why I love it so much. It wouldn't even be for the direction or the look of the film. No. I would say it's good. I'll let you go on to positives, actually. I need a moment.
Okay, the score. I really like the score, especially on my second viewing. The second time I watched the movie, the score, like, actually made me, like, at first I thought, like, okay, this is a little cheesy. But then the second time I watched it, I was like, this is kind of creepy. I mean, it's just so iconic, like,
Really quickly, I will say just that is one of my mixed elements, and I will get to that later. But I felt the cheese in parts of it, you know.
Yeah, like when the hands coming.
Yeah, or like the little lick of the lips.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun of the movie, though. That's part of the fun.
Yeah. Next positive, Freddy Krueger, one of the greatest horror icons ever. Like, he is terrifying. Like, okay, I wasn't really that scared of him, but just like the presence, the look, especially the look. I mean, that looks
great.
Like, the burn scars are amazing. Like,
I love when he's walking with like the long arms down, like,
yeah,
and he's scraping against the sides.
What is your favorite line?
I can't remember. Oh, something like "Here's Freddy" or something like that. He said, like, his name once. He said Freddy, and I was like,
yeah,
that's
like when
funny.
you, yeah, mine was, "This is God." When he actually has like a normal voice and not like that giant creepy, like that demonic voice.
Yeah, the echoey kind of.
Yeah, Freddy is just an iconic villain, all the way from the gloves to his one-liners. Like,
he's like
I'm your boyfriend now. Nancy.
He's like the ultimate version of the earlier Craven characters, like Pluto and guys like that. Like, he is the definitive version of them.
He's kooky, but in a creepy way. He's like, it's demented.
But to be honest, he's quite fun too. Like, I found him quite enjoyable. Like, it's not like he was full cheese. I was still intimidated by him, but
yeah, if we ever do a Nightmare on Elm Street review series, you're gonna be seeing a lot of cheese.
But I like that though, because this movie is even a bit cheesy. It didn't go overboard with it though.
They don't go overboard. They just keep him creepy. They have the nice mixture. They mostly lean on the scary fact, but there is some cheese. But the most part, he makes like little nasty quips. If he allows his face to be torn off at one point, he has the hand through the.
Sometimes he just like cuts himself too. He like cuts off his pinky and he cuts like his stomach for some reason, just to freak her out. It's kind of funny. He like cuts off his finger and she's like,
it's kind of demented.
It is.
Every scene with him is just brilliant. The kills are, the kills. You have the iconic like thrown around in the entire room sequence where she's literally just flying in the air.
Oh yeah, and she's in the corner too.
Yeah,
that was great.
They actually had a room that flipped it around, like the room around, and the actress got vertigo.
That's actually crazy. That's
I
didn't know how they did that. That was impressive.
The hanging in the jail cell, and how could we forget when Glenn
bloodbath.
Yeah, when Glenn just falls into the bed and just a huge amount of blood just pours all into the ceiling. All in slow-mo
too. It's so awesome, man.
Nancy Thompson, I think, is possibly one of the greatest final girls that has ever been in cinema.
She's good. I like her determination to beat this guy, Freddy.
Yeah, she's like, "Hey, get out of my way, you alcoholic ma," or something. I can't make jokes work without swearing.
But yeah, I didn't think her performance was the best. Like, personally, I prefer like what's her name? Halloween. Final girl.
Laurie Strode.
Laurie Strode. Yeah, she and Wendy from The Shining are probably my opinion, my favorite final girls, to be honest. But she's good in this movie. She's really good.
All the other characters, like the mom, the dad, to all our little friends. We even get like Johnny Depp as Glenn.
Oh yeah, I loved seeing him. It was great seeing him.
It is his first appearance in movie.
Good choice, man.
Yeah, yeah, and his little like '80s shirt with a television on his
headphones and the TV.
Yeah, uh, this movie is the set design is amazing, and like for what the budget they were given, which is literally like $1.5 million.
Like the boiler room.
Yeah, like the boiler room. Yeah, that was just amazing.
It was a huge improvement on his previous films because I didn't think the sets on his other movies were that impressive. They were really just shooting wherever.
But this is really like his brainchild. This is like, look at.
I really like this movie. It's good. It's really good.
Yeah, the story throughout, like, it tricks you at the beginning. If you know nothing about Elm Street, it will. I will not spoil this, but it will trick you into thinking who the protagonist is.
Oh, like, yeah, with the death, I only knew from the poster. I looked at the poster and I was like, oh, she's the main character.
Yeah. But if I can imagine, like, if you know nothing about this movie and we're like scrolling through HBO trying to find old horror movies, I don't know what modern kid would be doing that for.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you happen
maybe just
to do
for the
that,
iconic title, oh, this is a classic piece of cinema. Let's go check it out without knowing anything.
No middle schooler talks like. No one talks like that anymore.
I don't know. I met a kid today that watched Cabaret, so that was cool.
I have no idea what the heck that is, but
see what
moving along. The story is told like you said, it has a nice clip to it. Nothing lasts too long. Nothing is too short. Everything is paced perfectly. It's like the Batman movie. Everything is just paced like that. It never feels too long. And
very enjoyable.
Like I said, the movie is very scary. I didn't find it scary at all the first time I watched it, but the second time I watched it, I was like, okay. Yeah, I think the ads, like the first time I watched it on like Peacock, and there was like continuous ads playing throughout, which might have ruined it.
But this is the one HBO, time you didn't like the ad showing up on the podcast, other than the Batman.
Yeah. Huh?
Other than the Batman, of course.
Yeah, and Swamp Thing.
You didn't like the ads when Swamp Thing came up?
Oh no, the ads. There were no ads on Swamp Thing.
Oh, you didn't have ads. Oh yeah, it was only me because I was watching that version.
Yeah. So either way, yeah, like I said, great story. I liked it for the most part. Like 99% of the movie I enjoyed, but we will get to. Okay, let's get on to our mixed.
All right, no wait. I have a couple things to say positively about this movie since I've been a Wes Craven hater so far, man, and I think I'm gonna have to rethink it because after seeing this movie, I think I want to.
Oh, you're gonna go right back to that spiral in the next two movies.
Maybe, yeah, you're right. Because
maybe the next one you're gonna hate, but the Deadly Friend, it's the happening of Wes Craven's filmography.
Is it funny?
I've heard that it's so bad that it's terrific.
I can't wait, but I think the thing is I've grown an appreciation for Wes Craven because to me so far all he's been is let's just take a horror premise and we'll shoot it, and the films don't really mean much to me personally, but let's just do some crazy stuff, try and make something scary, let's try and make some money.
Yeah, like his original thing with the original Last House on the Left, because at the time the movie was made, they were showing like videos of like the Vietnam War, and Wes Craven was trying to send like a message like, oh, so they can show like actual violence on TV, meanwhile I make this and everyone is disgusted. Like that was his kind of like thing.
Yeah, but he wasn't. My point is like he wasn't saying much in his films. I didn't really pick up much personality. I love it when filmmakers can express themselves for their movies, and I can see like them. And I think through this movie, I can see what he was going for more with those earlier movies. He just wanted a premise, a horror premise, and to execute it with a ton of style and mainly like special effects work. He's really interested in that, it seems like to me.
Yeah. Did you know like how he came up with the premise of Nightmare? Well,
No.
a bunch of Asian immigrant children were coming back and they started having these nightmares, and when they woke up they would purge these nightmares. But sometimes they would not be able to wake up from the purging, and some of them and they wouldn't wake up, and some of them would die in their sleep.
That's horrible, but he made a premise out of that worked. Frick, that's got me chilled, man. That's awful.
Yeah, he came up with a lot of like the Hills of Eyes. He learned about this like old like Scottish, Irish, British story about like cannibals that lived along the mountains and would kill trespassers.
Yeah,
Inspiration for Hills of Eyes.
I guess he just noticed a ton of messed up stuff in real life and decided to like make these premises, and in a sense he did kind of turn them into something pulpy in a way, but it's a part of his style, I guess. I understand what he's going for more now that I've seen this movie, because this is him perfectly executing everything he wants to, you know what I'm saying?
This is him on his like, this is what I wanted to do. This is my movie.
Yeah,
except for the ending.
What about the ending?
Mannequin being pulled through window.
That didn't really bug me, because I will say this. I know you have an issue with that. One of the things I love about this movie, and it's also a flaw. Let's go to mixed, actually. Let's go to mixed, because I have a flaw with that, too. All right, you go first in mixed.
My only mixed is the ending. Now, the ending is mixed because this wasn't what Wes Craven wanted. He just wanted Nancy to wake up, and it would pan to the jump rope girls as they sing the Freddy song, and the movie would end. Simplistic. But the producer, Bob Shea, I don't know, wanted a sequel hanger, for more movies. So he put in this ending where Nancy wakes up, gets put in this car, Freddy somehow possesses the car, and then we get the horrible mannequin being pulled through the window. Now, I like it because it's fun. It's fun.
I agree.
I can see this as more like Nancy just having another nightmare. Like, if this was just like a one and done, I would be like, she's still in a nightmare. That's basically what it would have been like for me. But
what's implied, she dies at the end, right?
Oh no, she's alive in the sequels.
Oh, she's in the sequels.
Yes.
I thought the implication was that she's dead.
Oh, she's alive.
How does she live? What? That's crazy. I thought that was the point, or otherwise it's just like completely pointless.
Yeah, it was a complete sequel hanger.
Dang.
But either way, it's fun. I mean, if it ended with her just like walking out of the door, that would have been fine. Like, if it ended there, that would have been great. But they got this.
The girl's jump roping was great, though.
Yeah.
And it with like the credits rolling as they're singing, that was kind of unnerving. To me.
Now you move on with your mixed.
My mixed. Now, me personally, I love
the score.
The score, yeah, I'll get to the score. The score is experimental, I will say. It's definitely experimental because, yeah, it's different than any score I've ever heard, because it mixes a lot of strange sounds together, right? And then sometimes it really works, like when Freddy's like coming up to her with the claw and she's getting closer and closer, and that music's just kind of, it's really energetic, it's intense, it's effective in the moment. But there are just little like parts in the music where they were experimenting, right? But it was
like so with the hand coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff like that. It was so unnecessary at points, and it would have been so much scarier if the music wasn't there, and it was kind of
Or if they just
overbearing.
altered it a bit.
Yeah, and it was kind of overbearing, to be honest. I was trying to focus on the scene, but the music kept going like and stuff like that. And I was like, what? This is distracting. I don't.
I guess to me it added on like uncanny valley to it.
It did, and
Uncanniness.
it does add weird soundscape to the film where like in these dream sequences they have this own like sound, this weird like sounds to
Yeah,
them
like in the boiler
going
room.
throughout. Yeah, like every time you're in there you hear all these strange inhuman sounds, but to me it was just kind of
Boiler room is
distracting
awesome.
and silly, the music at times. But the
Yeah.
boiler room is awesome, I will give that to you. And my other mix. Now, I did you have something to say?
I forgot one positive. And
Yeah.
that's like I like how it's almost seamless between real world and the nightmares. Like one moment it's like, are we in an I mean, obviously I could tell. I could honestly tell by that, like every time the camera. But if I were like not aware, like if I didn't know this beforehand, like if I watched this back in the 80s, they do a pretty good job at like making sure that it's like, is this a nightmare? Is she sleeping? And is she gonna wake up? Wait, is Freddy gonna show up? Wait, what's gonna happen? Is this real or is this not?
Yeah. I thought they were
There's
well
no like
handled too.
there's no like transition scene.
Yeah, it just cuts to it. Kind of like a Fellini film, like 8.5. It just cuts to it,
Yeah.
which is neat. Which is neat. And I forgot a positive as well. Evil Dead, you put it in your movie. Good on you, showing some respect.
What Evil Dead?
You know what
I mean,
she
I never
was watching
watched.
on the TV? She was
I
watching
didn't
a
watch Evil
movie.
Dead, so.
I know, but she was watching a
Oh,
movie
okay,
on the
okay.
TV,
I know what you're talking. Yeah, I get it now.
and that's sick as heck that they put that in there. That's fun. And then
I'm
in Evil
I'm
Dead
sorry. The only
2, they put the Freddy's glove in the movie as a reference because they put the movie in. It's just neat. It's
the
just a good.
backstory of I also forgot another positive. The backstory of Freddy is awesome. Like burned alive, if because the parents found out he was murdering children, possibly molesting them by the tongue thing from the phone. Like it's a hinted at. It's hinted at.
Hinted at through the tongue thing on the phone.
Yeah, like I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
It's just that tongue though, when he's like chasing her down and there's like a close up on his mouth and he's like it's fucking
Yeah,
hilarious.
he is the ultimate boogeyman.
He's
If
great.
they do like a Halloween 2018 thing with this movie, which I don't know why they would do, I just want Nancy to say, "Do you believe in the boogeyman?" Like that would just I don't know why. I mean, it would be stealing from Halloween 2018, but I just want that to happen. I just want someone in a Freddy movie to say, "Do you believe in the boogeyman?" That's just a random like offbeat thing, but if they ever make a new one, I want them to say that.
I want to go on a tangent, but I don't want to. I want to stay focused on the mixed. On the mixed. Okay.
Yeah, mixed.
All right. So, me personally, I love movies that can have that can be horrifying to some person, but be funny to another person, and it's this great thing where it is still scary. It's not like distracting, but at the same time, there is an element of cheese to it. Okay, so
Yeah.
there's certain scenes where I'm like, oh wow, that's scary, and there's other scenes where I'm laughing and I'm having a good time because it's kind of goofy, it's kind of
Or
corny.
sometimes it's a little bit in between, like, oh.
Exactly. I love when movies can do that. Like Speaking of Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2 does that. It's
I'm sorry, I've never
hilarious.
watched Evil Dead.
Bro, you got to. It's.
I kind of want to watch the remake because of the rain, blood rain.
Have you seen like the chainsaw bit?
I've never seen a single Evil Dead movie. The only Sam Raimi movie I've watched were the Spider-Mans.
Respectfully, those are great movies.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you better watch. I mean, you don't better, but like you should probably watch Evil Dead.
You better watch Evil Dead, or I'll cut your hand off with a chainsaw.
You see me, buddy? You see me, buddy? Go watch Evil Dead. No, Evil Dead's great. The first one and the second.
For a moment, I thought you were like talking to like a pet or something.
I'm talking to you, pal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you my pet dog. Bro, what the heck was that? Where did that come from?
Cut that out.
So back again, I love when movies can be like silly, like kind of goofy, but not be distracting in its goofiness. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where like, it's too goofy to the point where I can't take anything serious about it again. This struck like a really good chord. What the heck? A really good chord. This struck a really good chord.
But what is the mixed aspect to it?
It's just like sometimes it's distracting, like some of the corniness. Like I said again,
how frequent was it?
It's like sprinkled throughout, like some scenes. It's not like every scene that Freddy's in, but it's definitely throughout the movie, and that's why the ending didn't really bug me that much with the dummy being pulled inside.
Yeah.
Just
Which
because
is a horrible effect.
I know it looked bad, but it was so quick I didn't even care.
They even thought it would look terrible back in the 80s.
Yeah, it was so quick though. I didn't even care. I mean, I was already enjoying the movie up to that point. I was like, I'm not gonna let this 3-second lip.
I like this movie. I don't think I have any negatives with this.
No negatives?
Oh.
Real quick, I gotta think of a negative. What's a negative?
Yeah. So either way, negatives. Like I said, I don't really have any negatives. Well, I have like one, but it's a nitpick.
Go ahead.
Freddy isn't in this movie enough.
Kind of, but going back.
It's a very small nitpick. It's like a drop in an ocean.
To me, it didn't really bother me because if there was more Freddy, it would have been too much in one direction. You know what I'm saying? Where it wouldn't be that balance of like serious, like atmosphere, you know, atmospheric, kind of creepy, unnerving, with like camp. It would just kind of dwell off to either one of them if there was more Freddy.
Yeah,
it would probably be more campy.
Like I said, small, tiny nitpick. Like the tiniest thing. It's like this. It's like this. It's so tiny. It's just, I like Freddy.
If I were to have a problem with it, and again, it's a nitpick, but when Freddy's burning, that's so. It doesn't look great. Yeah, you can definitely tell.
It was a stunt double, although nice fire effects. I mean, he went up those stairs twice and fell.
Yeah. I mean, that looked good. I mean,
and that was an unscripted moment.
It was?
But yeah, it does look. It was an unscripted. Watch the movies that made us a Nightmare on Elm Street episode. It'll tell you.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I've seen the movies that made us episode for like Halloween and RoboCop, so I'm aware of
the Halloween one where they were like jumping in and out of the house, like move this, move that, pour more blood.
That was fun to see because of like how low budget it was.
We're moving off course.
Yeah, we are moving off course. I could edit that out. So yeah, negatives, just the fire thing. Didn't look great. Other negatives, I'm trying to think. There was like
it's a really good movie. I can tell. Like I remember when you used to like rant on every movie. Like you're like, this sucks. Why does everyone love this guy? Well, now you know. Well, now you know.
Kinda. I kinda do know. I see there the thing is, it's just like a lot of nitpicks I have with the movie. Like it's not a flawless movie in my opinion. It's not like the most perfectly crafted thing ever.
But it is one of the best horror movies ever made. You can definitely see that template.
Yeah, it's influential as heck.
And it still remarkably holds up to this day, like with some of like the scenery and kills and
it's
even
really fun.
and even acting. I mean, this is an 80s movie. This is a horror movie in the 80s. You're not supposed to have good acting. But they had good acting.
Except for Bruce Campbell in Evil Dead 2. That's some good acting. And Jack Nicholson in The Shining.
You know what I meant.
I know what you mean. I'm just shouting out stuff I love.
Slasher.
I know, but those are both kind of, just Shining's kind of a slasher.
We're moving again off.
Yeah, off topic again. Just because there's so little, you have to go off topic when it comes to the negatives because there really aren't a lot. It's just nitpicky stuff for me.
Yeah, it's like the tiniest things. Like, well, you could have done this differently, but you only had $1 million. You're good. This is just one thing. Just one thing I didn't really like. Not much, but it's just this. That's basically every nitpick I can imagine for this movie. Like, it's this.
Yeah, so I would say we're ready for ratings, right?
Yeah,
You first?
Don't shoot me, but 9 out of 10.
Hey, it's good. It's a good movie.
Yours?
Me, I feel like I just want to get this out of the way. I will raise it, and I feel like I have a different kind of rating system than you. Like mine's are typically like a bit lower. It's a lot harder to get a higher rating, but for me, this is a 7. It could go up on a rewatch, easily.
It will definitely go up on a rewatch. Trust me.
Sure, probably to an 8. I couldn't imagine like a 10, maybe a 9 even.
No, not a 10. Not a 10. The ending kind of ruins it a little for me.
Yeah, and it's not like a Kubrick movie where like every frame is incredible or something. It's a lot of fun though. I really like it.
Okay. I mean, for me, I guess my rating system is based off like, does this make sense? Does this keep on the tone it's meant to be? And do I enjoy myself? I enjoyed myself. Everything is executed the way I think it should have been. So just not that last part that the producers decided to end in because they wanted sequels for money.
Yeah. My rating system's more about the filmmaking, in which this is a really well-made film, but
especially for the budget.
Yeah, I don't really know the budget. How low is this?
1 million, like I said, 1.5 million.
Wow, that is lower than I thought, honestly, because this has a lot of production value, to be honest.
Yeah, because here's the thing, in that how the movies that made us episode, the special effects guy said the movie involves surrealism like dreams, so that left a lot of like ways to like move around it. Like it'll explain more.
Yeah, I should check that out. It seems interesting.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. That's a Nightmare on Elm Street, a classic.
Very good movie. I'd recommend you watch it now.
I would say great. It's a great movie.
Yeah, great movie. Classic. Mateo finally understands why this guy is one of the maestros of horror.
The maestros of horror.
Yeah, except for the next 2 films, which were just studio garbage. But we'll get to it when we get to it.
Maestro of horror, except for except for another 10 movies he's done.
Except for the next 2, which for the most part is like studio mandates.
I guess, but This guy keeps getting himself into some studio trouble, man. He can't stay out of it.
Studios don't trust him.
Why, though?
I have no idea.
He proved himself. Did he get... that is weird. All I can say is I'm excited for the sequels, I guess.
Oh, then next up on the podcast will be The Hills of Eyes Part 2. Ooh, I got a story to tell about this one. A very fun story indeed.
Oh, I'm interested.
About its history.
I'm excited for next episode then.
It's gonna be miserable.
Yeah, we're gonna be depressed the whole time. We're gonna be like, I was asleep the whole time with this movie. Oh, what do you want to talk about? The dog flashback?
Let's get to it when we get to Hills of Eyes Part 2.
Better movie.
Okay, Hills of Eyes Part 2.
Would you just call me? Pal, you think it's funny and I'm wearing this hat right now?
And you're making like a gruff voice with your...
goddamn funny that I'm wearing this hat right now.